I started getting cold. If y'all see me looking crazy, you see these dark circles under my eyes? Mm, it's real. It is real. These dark circles is real. It's a story behind these dark circles. These heavy bags. How many people on? How many people on? Can I get a like? Can y'all let me know y'all on? I got a cold and I look rough. I really do. I really do look rough, y'all. Can somebody let me know that they on? Can somebody like so I can know somebody is on? Because it does not show me if who's on. I was actually. It seems if y'all think I was off, wasn't on live for a long time. I was actually on Monday. I was actually on Monday, like Tuesday morning, 1 in the morning, and I kept saying, guys, like this. I'm gonna do my nighttime regimen and show y'all my my nighttime regimen, and I was gonna do. Well, I just got finished doing a pic. So to the three people that was on, which I didn't even know that they were on until I ended my live because it was saying zero the whole time. Um, that's why my face looked ashy because I was going to do my nighttime regimen, but nobody wouldn't like. I was like, can y'all like? Because it's showing me zero. It's still showing me zero. Um, I was like, could y'all just like it and let me know that y'all here on my live so I can continue with my nighttime regimen, and nobody would like it, and it kept saying zero, and I was like, okay, I can do my nighttime regimen in the mirror in my bathroom. But needless to say, when I ended the live, it had three people watching. But I'm still glad the live because um they ain't like it. I just say me a like to let me know somebody on. I didn't even know those three people, so those three people was clearly monitoring spirits. So let me see. I'm gonna see something. I'm gonna go on live and see. I'm gonna go on my live. Okay, well nobody must be on because now I just logged on. Yeah, so it must not nobody on because I just literally logged on and it said one, so nobody on. So let me see something. But it's not coming up in notifications that I'm on live. I'm on my Guys, I'm on my door. I'm on my daughter phone, and I went on my phone just to see because I'm like, okay, why is not showing me that I'm live? And I went under her account and went under my account. Don't show the red button. So this is why I guess nobody can see it. Oh, my daughter on. Hey girl, love you. The braids. Thanks, ER nurse. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's showing nobody when I go on my page from your account. It's showing I'm not live. Do it show ER nurse show that I'm live? Do it give like a red circle? Cause it's showing me I'm not live. Or should I just end it and go and come back out? I mean, come back, end this live and come back in. What should I? I know you here. I know you here. Who else here is not showing me nobody on? Could you like it, ER nurse? Could you like the live? And let me see if it's getting a lot. Like, because I'm telling people like it, so I can know that if people's on, but it's still showing me zero. So like this live, and let me see if it'll pop up. Because maybe people is on liking it, and it's up on my end. You heard me, ER nurse. This live and see if it pop up, and see if your like pops. I don't think I don't think she on. She didn't got back on. ER nurse. Oh, you shady. That's my daughter. And she got on talking about, oh, I'm on. Yes, it shows what? It's showing me zero people. But I said like this. It's showing me I'm asking people to like it, and it's not nobody's liking it. So ER nurse, like the live, so I can see if it'll pop up. Your like, see if your like will pop up because it's showing me. Okay, okay. Four people are on now. Yeah, it's showing me nobody's on. Oh, thanks, daughter girl. Yep, it's showing me nobody's on, and one, which I know that's my daughter. Like, and then I asked her just to like it to see if it'll show up for me. So I know my daughter's on, and she said it's 3 to 4 people on. So I don't know. It's like those those other three may be different spirits because I'm asking them to like it and they ain't liking it. And all I want to know if you guys are if somebody was on, but the one like came from my daughter. I don't. I see your comments. It say I'm here. Yes, it shows 3 people are on, 4 people now. Yes, it pops up. How many people? ER nurse, do you see any other like? How many do you see on your end? Because I just see the one that you told me to that I told you to like. How many likes do you see on your end? Y'all, if I look rough, I am. I am. I'm tired. These dark circles under my eye is not a game. Not a game. So I'm gonna get started. It's already my favorite number, 1111. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And yeah. I got a cold, y'all. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna get ready to get started. Scroll down, scroll at all your comments. It's just you. All your comments. Oh, yeah, not scared. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, it's just showing me you're like that. I actually like ER nursing um four people on. So sorry guys, terrible cold. And it may seem like I wasn't on live for a while, but I was, like I said in the beginning of the live. And I may not keep this up. So okay, I got okay. I may not keep this up. So if y'all here, if y'all here, lucky y'all. But it seemed like I wasn't on live for a while, but I was. What happened was Monday morning, like 1 in the morning, I had went live, and I was like, it was like 1 in the morning, and I just got finished doing a microdermabrasion on my face, and my face was real ash. No, I mean no creams. My face was just dry, and I came on live, and I was just like, I wanted to do my nighttime regimen to with y'all while on live and just showing y'all what I use, the night creams I use and stuff like that, but. I was like, can somebody, because I was on live for like 10 minutes. I was like, can somebody like it to show me somebody on? Because, of course, it was saying zero. But no like it, so I just went on and logged off. And I was like, y'all ain't going to get that treat. And I y'all my nighttime regimen and what I use when I do chemical peels and microdermabrasions. And y'all not liking it. So I got off. But when I got off, it had three people that was I ended my live with three watching, but I'm still glad I ended the live because the three people couldn't even like to let me know that they were on, so they were definitely the monitoring spirit. So yeah, guys, I'm getting ready to get started. You guys are lucky because I I probably won't keep this up. Probably won't keep this up. If y'all new here, y'all hit that subscribe button. I'm to get 5,000 subscribers by by the end of December. I know, right? Ain't doing no type of effort to get, so I got to do better. But yeah, guys, I want to come on here, and again, good evening, everyone. I am in my car. I am in my neighborhood. Um, I wanted to come on here to talk about my experience with what went on what went on um, last week. So I did come to y'all on a post and said go live, right? I said I'm gonna go live, and just a typical. I believe it was a typical Saturday. I was just gonna go live and talk about just getting y'all face because I haven't seen been live in a while, and um yeah. So the devil has been really, really busy. Before I get to that, I want to just talk about how you've been following me on Twitter for a long time. It's sorry, guys, that I look like tired. I am tired, and then I got a cold, so I haven't been getting no sleep. So I got like dark circles under my eyes. And if you've been following me on Twitter, I always talk to y'all years ago. Years ago, I always talked to y'all about how the police department, I never liked them, never liked police. I have like a very bad taste in my mouth for polices, and they, I never saw anything good about police, right? And it's safe to say Baltimore City police officers. And I can remember to take y'all back, and a lot of people may think, oh, it's you grew up around a lot of boys and you seen how they was treated with polices, and you saw how they was dealing with police brutality. Believe it or not, which I saw a lot of that, not with my brothers, but per se, just living in the inner cities growing up. It's safe to say that added on to it. But believe it or not, all my experiences come from my dislike for polices comes from my own experience. So just to give y'all a few, of why I um don't like border don't like polices. It's safe to say, it all started in Baltimore where I'm from, but just, you know, that bad apple spoiled the whole bunch. And I really, really like police officers. And like I said, if you followed me on Twitter years ago, I used to talk about how much I didn't like them. And even when all that was going on with George Floyd, and then everybody, all the police department around the world goes, I wasn't shocked, right? I wasn't shocked because I saw it all my life. So just to give y'all a crown to lead up to why I cannot stand, and it still stands today, why I do not like the police in its whole. And I really believe a lot of these police officers go into the that occupation is really good people, but they just get like that job and the experiences and the things they see from that job and really make them grow cold with and stop feeling. And I can remember the first experience I had with a police officer was when I was a kid, and my mother was in an abusive relationship. Y'all know I told y'all a lot about that. And my mom called the police, and she called like 3 times that day. Your time. What's say time? She probably mean take your time. Look, this is a serious subject. So, my daughter said she was shielded from bad experiences with well, she saw a lot too, so I take that back. But she playing, because me and my brother say that to each other. Take your time, sister. Take your time, or take your time, brother. Take your time. But my first experience with a police officer when I was a little kid, right? And you always school teach you, the government school to teach you police officers are Mr. Friendly. They are here to look out for the community and keep you safe and all that. And I found out at a very young age, unfortunately, that that wasn't true. When my mom called the police like the third time that day, she had called him because she was getting abused, and a black police officer said to her, "If you," and it's the, I mean, and he said it in front of me, and I remember I was so little, I was hugging her leg, right, hugging her leg, and he said, "If you call me again about this man that you always take back, I'm gonna blacken your other eye," right? Oh, okay, okay. She said that before I started talking. So that was my first experience with police officers, right? And that set the tone, and just giving y'all a few things from what I, you know, hearing the police officers, the people that say supposed to protect the community and humans, and care for human beings, telling my mother she's gonna blacken her other eye, and just growing up in the inner city, and these are highlights. These are like highlights. I've seen so much stuff. I saw so much stuff, but these are highlights that that gave me a bit in my mouth for police officers. I remember that another day. I remember as I gotten older, I was going around Montebello, walking. I was like 21. That same little lake I walk around. It was prettier. It was beautiful then, and I would literally walk 5 o'clock in the morning. This is how beautiful Baltimore. You 5 o'clock in the morning. It was summertime. It used to be so packed, right? So, um, driving down to get to Montebello, and the police put his sirens on, and I had a really nice car, or whatever. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm not a bragger or whatever. I don't have it now, but I had a really nice car, and they stopped me, and I mean, they put their sirens on, and 5 o'clock in the morning, I just brushed my teeth, still half sleepy. I knew I was gonna wake up once I get around Montebello, and I kept driving because I'm like, okay, I know I was at a red light. I didn't run a red light. It's no traffic. It was just a regular summer morning going to the lake, and the police stopped me, and well, put his sirens on, and I kept going. So he was like, he put that got in that speaker thing, the say it really loud to wake that thing was loud. I didn't even know police cars had them. He said, pull over now, pull over now. So I got scared, like, what is he pulling me over 5 o'clock in the morning? So I kept driving until I got on Montebello, where I go walking at now. So I was around. I parked because I knew people was there. I didn't know what this man wanted to do. He just stopped in the morning. So he I kept going. Like, just imagine, like, 4 lights. I kept going, and then I stopped in Montebello. So when I got there, he opened all my doors and pulled me out the car. He said, "Why didn't you stop when I say stop?" I said, "Because I wanted to come around people." Like, he threw me on the floor. I said, "Because I wanted to come around people. What are you pulling me over for? What is this? What's going on?" Right? And mind you, I had to be to work at 7. And that morning, I wanted, get an hour workout in, and that's when I used to work out, like, real heavy, and I wasn't big. I was very small. I was in my 20s. And he had somebody with him. He said, so this is what the police officer said to the other cop. Okay, so this is what happens next. When you tell us stay down on the ground, giving him training, making me an experience. I could not believe I was like, are you serious? So he's telling the others, and the 2 black cops. That's what if y'all follow me on Twitter, I always tell y'all the worst. Black cops are the worst. Run and get, find a white, if you want, respect and dignity, and not, they ain't going to respect you, but if you want them just to do their job, find a white cop. If a black cop ever come, I'm telling you, they are the worst. So I'm like, I could not believe it. So he said, this is what you do now. You take her, and he said, what you got in this car? Tell me what you got in this car before we search it. I ain't got nothing in the car. Mind you, I'm on the ground, face down on the ground. I'm like, I ain't got nothing in the car. The old ladies that I walk with, 5 o'clock in the morning, they all looking at me. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing in the car. You can check. So he said, now you get, he was just explaining put it like this. He made me an example of he was trained. That was his first day on the job. He said, you got that right. And he was just giving him a training day, making me an experience. And I said, but why did you pull me over? I said, you really pulled me. So when he let me go, I said, you really pulled over for me to for you to train him and for cases, scenarios. And he started laughing and said, have a great day. I lie to you not. back then, like I told y'all before, black community ain't know nothing about suing, lawsuits. We thought that was normal. We thought that was normal. And I could not believe it. From that day, I stopped going to the track for many, many years because, the older women, these was retired women, and they would come out in groups and walk that time of morning, and they have like sticks and stuff walking, and I would walk with them. So they stopped. I went the next day. They stopped talking to me, and they was like, "Well, what was that about?" I said he was using me as an example for like training day, and they just looked at each other like I was playing, and just kept walking, stopped talking to me, and so that was so embarrassing. I stopped going to the track. Um, Another experience, and I'm not going to give y'all not all of them, and I'm just the ones who just coming in. I'm telling y'all about how I knew cops and how me. If you follow me on Twitter years ago, before when I just was having fun on Twitter, I used to always express how much I don't like cops, and a lot of people probably think, oh, it's because what she saw happen done to her brothers or the males in her life, and that's so far from the truth. I'm just telling y'all what I've experienced and why I don't like them personally. So I'm just giving y'all some, scenarios. I mean, some examples, some true stories that happened to me for me to this cop. So another particular time, I am another highlight. So many of them, but another highlight. I runs in regular day Dollar Tree. Y'all know that's my favorite store. I had to get something, and I ran in there real quick because my daughter and my nephew was really young then, and I left them in the house by there. So I had to run. I drove around to the store, Dollar Tree, and that's not Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. Family Dollar. I ran in there real quick, and I out. So I ran in. They didn't have what I want, and I ran out. So not ran out, but just in a fast pace. So I goes in there. Just imagine a long line, regular day. Goes in there. Um, um, look on the shelf. I didn't see what I want. I got my keys still in my hand. I'm just walking out. And back then, I'm the reason why they don't have Baltimore City police. Remember back in the day, if you from Baltimore, I don't know if they had it all over, but stores such as Rite Aids and uh, uh, dollar stores and stuff like that, they could have real police officers could pick up one of those jobs on as a part-time job, and they get hired like that because they was like real police officers. So he thought I stole, picked me up, slammed me on the ground in the store, in the store floor, start searching me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" So I'm like screaming. I'm like, "Help!" And nobody, of course, helping because they thinking I stole something. Of course, cameras showed that I didn't steal nothing. I came, looked in the aisle because I raised around all my life around that store. So by that store, so I you know, they seen the camera showed that I didn't steal nothing. Came, looked to see that they didn't have what I need. Left back out, and he locked me up. I mean, put me in a police cruiser and everything, all because I'm fighting him. I'm fighting him. So what turned into just checking and see that I didn't have nothing. I guess he felt stupid, because I didn't have nothing, and said, "You going to jail anyway." He said, "You're going to jail anyway," and locked me up. Of course, those thank God, I got down to the police station. They didn't get they didn't book me. They said, God just always been with me with that, because they seen, like, this, what did this girl do? No. And he did tell the truth. He said, "Did she sit?" Said no. He said, "What you locking out for?" I said, "He picked me up, and I'm currently in central booking, right?" And they was like, "Let her go. Just calm down and they ain't give me a bond or nothing." Of course, I sued the store, or whatever. I sued not Dollar Tree, but Dollar General, because camera showed that I didn't steal anything, and the camera showed he just grabbed me as I was leaving out and picked me up and slammed. So they asking me, "Can I? What did you get?" Or just asking me, "Why you in such a rush?" I came in here, I didn't see what I needed, and I'm leaving. So that's another experience. So Fast forward to give y'all one more, just one more, cause I could go all day. One day, hot summer day, early '90s. When those are the days, right? I would say 90, hot summer day. I goes where my brothers and them be at. I'm like, where my where my brother at? And they was like, he just left. They said he just left or whatever. So I'm talking to his friend. Police pulls up, see me talking to his friend, one of my brother's friends, until he came back. And the police pulls up. You think you all that? To the guy. You think you all? And then what? I'm young. I'm like what, 16, and he like, we was young. But he said, you think you all that talking to her? He was like, you think you all that talking to her? And the guy, you know, he was like, go ahead. I was going to say his name. He was like, man, go ahead. I'm not for it. Go ahead. Leave me alone, sir. I'm not for it. He was like, what you say, boy? Jumps out the car. And at this time, this back in the day, everybody used to be outside. Back then, so I'm like, what are you doing? He just started jacking him up. Don't you know that police officer? And I mentioned this on Twitter before. Viewers, this may be too much for people, so y'all can turn this down. Don't you know that police officer was so jealous that he was on a corner talking to a girl that was me, that was just having fun, just talking to him. Of course not, my brothers wasn't having that. I'm just waiting with him till my brother come back from around the corner. He pulls, as he locking him up, he already got the handcuffs on him. He already got the handcuffs on that boy. He pulls his pants down, take his police stick, and stick his police stick up his butt for no reason. Is that now? Looking back, I could have sued too. Just seeing something, witnessing something like that. Just witnessing something like that was just so traumatizing. For no reason, he did it, shoot his boy. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Needless to say, he went crazy. His mother and his family, the both Baltimore City Police Department for millions of dollars. Needless to say, he couldn't enjoy it. His family was enjoying the millions of dollars, but he couldn't enjoy it because he literally went crazy. I think he passed away like a year after the pandemic. This guy literally went crazy, all because for nothing, for nothing. I was a witness of it, and just living so, always on the move, living my best life. You young, you ain't thinking about tomorrow, and we thinking this stuff is normal. Police are supposed to come and pick with black, us black people. This was all the time, every day. So we of it. I didn't think that to sue. I'm like, okay, but I could have sued too for emotional damages. But that's just some of the experiences that I had with police officers. So when I say don't like them, and I even mentioned it on a lot of my, I see my numbers going up. If y'all, just coming in, I do look rough. I do got black under eyes. Sorry, I'll get to that. Why? So I and I have a cold, but yeah. So I had that's just some of my experiences. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into any more, but y'all get the rep. Y'all get my message. So when I used to say on Twitter, during the time when the pandemic and all this police brutality was popping up on Twitter and all over social media, it wasn't surprising to me because I saw it all my life, and my experiences again came from me. My experiences with the police is not my brothers. So fast forward throughout the year, never called polices. I didn't like calling polices. I just say I remember um my car window, my house window, somebody was playing football and I had to get a police, and I got somebody else to call. Like, I don't like calling the police because, like, for what? I just know they. just had so many bad experiences, and I know that for police in the black community, they are to harass and patrol. Now, in the white communities, they are to protect, but not in our communities. I saw it all my life. So police is even, getting pulled over by police, and they would just be so mean for no reason. Just not good experiences. Fast forward, never ever called the police. Not even my brothers. Like, we just never dealt with police because we know that they don't care. Police don't care for the inner city, and I really believe when they're going through training, they are told to be more aggressive with the inner city and the black. You're not going to tell me anything different. So last week, my one of my brother's car got stolen. And of course you had to call the police. My brother, they don't like dealing with police from their experiences just growing up. So he got my cousin to call the police and report his car stolen. And I'm like, okay. It was sad to know, because y'all know I always talk about how, I always pray for my family, pray for my brothers, pray for my nephews, and just, that be my prayer. Let me tell y'all something. I know y'all heard a lot of my trauma, growing up. I talk about my trauma so much growing up, but I want to say this. Don't feel sorry for me when it comes to that, because I had a great life. I had a comfortable life. Like, it was nothing that I ever wanted. Nothing that I ever wanted that I didn't get. I always was cheering other people on. Always was the life of the party. Always fun. So I always had a comfortable life, and so comfortable. Like, I never prayed for the things that I would pray for was always for protecting and health. Not even wealth, health, because I know health is wealth, right? And that be my prayer for protection for my family. So to hear my brother car got stolen, I knew it was kind of like, that don't sound right. My brother car got stolen, and when they did steal the car, they were so petty to leave the evidence on the ground. And I'm like, okay, this sounded intense, like a target, car theft. But we ain't paying no attention to it. We still having fun, laughing, happy that my brother's still here. And sorry guys, I got a cold. So we didn't think nothing of it. This was like last week, and I remember coming to y'all saying, "Hey, I'm going live." I think it was last Thursday. I said, "Hey guys, I'm live," but I never did. And I'll tell you why. So my cousin called. So my called um the police for my one of my brothers and did the police report. They gave her a fit with just just not like they so used to this type of stuff, don't show no type of care. Like, you can tell they don't care. And my cousin said, that was awful, and just making it seem like it's their fault that the car got stolen. But fast forward, and y'all know, I talk about my nephew, the one that I raised. Y'all know I love all my nephews, but this is my youngest nephew, and my youngest nephew, he is all my nephews are over, and I always tell y'all, like, what's going on with me, and still going on with me. Hey y'all, hey government. Um, I don't know why. Um, I'm immune to it. You know, I just don't know why, and this is not getting no better. It's still today. So, and y'all know when I first came to y'all 10/10/24. Oh wow, that's next month, 1 year. When I first came to y'all 10/10/24, I was telling y'all that um my nephew, how the one that I raised, the one I'm really close with, right? How they would sorry guys, I got a dry cold. Let me tell you, when weather start changing, I am prone to cold and coughs and stuff like that. So And then on top of that, I have not had no sleep. That's why you see these heavy rings around my eye. And my nephew, the youngest one, y'all know I raised, y'all know, like all my nephews mean so much to me. Um, so one day last week, my nephew, um, he smoked weed. 23 years old, weed, okay, and I tell y'all, he's a good kid, very good kid. They so much of a good kid, good child, good. Y'all know I always say children, but they men, right? I don't have to tell them what's going on with me because I know they already moved. They already are good people, so they ain't gotta worry about okay, my aunt being followed, so I know they probably watching me, and I never had to tell him that, right? So, and I knew he smoked never. So he bought some. He buy weed. He likes to, smoke his little weed, and he's smoking in a house, right, private. All my uh nephews are private, and that's why when they y'all 10 10 24 they made that Twitter. I just didn't understand like why who would do something like that, and still don't know. And they made it seem like my nephew was this. They had his picture, made it seem like he was this guy who loved trans and got knives and guns and weed on every picture, and they don't show the fake. They just had my nephew picture as the default, the main picture, but would take pictures, and you'll see some long gold tennis shoes. Like, wait a minute, this tall, skinny. This not clearly not my nephew. You know it's somebody else. And I would, write there, and they would say, well, he got to write, email us from that account. I'm like, that's the thing. He don't have a social media, all that. So I just didn't understand him. And then I was like, okay, they being smart. They know he's the closest to me out of all my nephews, because I raised him, right? So that happened with that, my nephew doing him, he didn't put like this. My nephew didn't even know I made a YouTube and came and talked about this. The YouTube, he like again, they don't know about the government surveillance or whatever with me. And my nephew said he always get weed. He always get weed from somebody he know. This particular guy came up to him and said in his area, and said, we got weed or however they do it. I don't know. I don't smoke it, don't buy it. And they was like, we got. So he was kind of hesitant, but he got it, right. He got the weed, and he smoked the weed, and he um made my nephew go crazy. That weed made my nephew go crazy. He was over his girlfriend's house, and I remember I was just my last live when I was walking around Montebello. I was telling y'all about how he's still with his girlfriend. Him and his girlfriend is really close, and they always together. And so he was over his girlfriend's house, and he smoked the weed, and he took a and he woke up, mind blank, blank. He left out the house and went missing. My nephew left out the house and went missing. And when I tell y'all guys, I just did a post today about how I had such a good life growing up, and God always answered my prayers when it came to I'm good. God, watch over my family, give us, keep us healthy, keep us with a sound mind, keep us at peace. That's my prayer. That's all I ask for, and God has been doing that. Just that, all my like for years, for years. God been, answers all my prayer, and even with this situation, He's going to answer. I know He's going to give me some answers. You know, um. So back to my nephew, that happened to him, and his girlfriend called his sister, which his sister is not mine, very frantic, and said, he just left. He went on a porch and he left. He left out. He had on boxes and slippers and a t-shirt. He just left. So mind y'all, I don't know about this yet. Hey guys, I'm coming live to y'all. I'm still not knowing about it, and they didn't want to tell me about it because they know, like, oh gosh, they say God not going to put on you no more. Yeah, that's true, right? So he know I can bear this surveillance, right? So um, my his sister and my daughter jumped into action, mind you. I don't know. They trying to handle it, right? So they go straight down his girlfriend's house, and she was like, asking her questions and asking her mother questions, and they saying, yes, this is what happened. This is not him, And when I tell you, my nephew is one of those, pretty boys, and I ain't saying and look, I'm just saying, oh, he is a handsome kid, but just how he, keep himself up, haircut. He get his hair how a girl gotta get their hair done. That's how he is with his haircut, right? He got to get his hair cut. He like no, so he gets his hair cut every week or every 2 weeks or however. And so my daughter and his sister go down, to his girlfriend's house, and they call the police. They call the police. I wasn't there. They telling me what happened. So this is what happened. They tell me later. So they called the police. The police comes over. They said this guy was very young, black police. Comes over. What's up? Remember, police used to say, how can I help you? What's going on? Could you tell me, you call? What's up? And I guess because my daughter said he was relatively young too, like 31, 30. Black guy, and then probably seen other young, pretty girls because my brother, uh, my nephew's girlfriend, his sister, and my daughter was there, and they all, he probably seen girls that all look his age. So they told this guy him what happened, and they say, see this camera? It's a camera on a corner, a 360 camera. Please look. They was like, look at it for what? Because he's missing. I have a. Do y'all know how many people go missing? Do y'all know how many people go missing? You don't understand, and this is what they saying. You don't understand. I feel like I got sneezed. And see, just coming on. I have a really bad cold, and I haven't gotten any sleep. So they said they said you don't understand, officer. My cousin, and then his sister saying my brother, he never did this. This is not us. This is not my family. We mentally aware, we mentally with it. This is, you know how many people say, oh, this is not him. This is what the officer's saying to these girls. And they said, okay, well, could you just take the police report? Can you please just take the police report? And wait a minute, guys. So he said, well, could you please? They said, well, could you please just take the police report? Can we get a police report? Give me his ID. Writing on his whole name on, because when my again my nephew wasn't um nephew, he's like a son to me. I raised him. He wasn't with it, meant went blank. So when he left, he had left his phone on a bed and left his wallet, shoes, clothes, like everything, right? And that's not him. So I should record it. So I'm not, so they give the police officer my brother's, they give the police officer my nephew's um ID. He writing the missing report. All right, here you go. Mind you, he got the ID. He's saying name, writing his name on the missing. All right, here you go. Check back a little later. It'll be in the system. This is, so what's next? Hopefully he'll come in. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully he'll show. If y'all pray, if y'all praying warriors, pray. This is what the police saying. When I tell y'all the disrespect of the black community is ridiculous, and these are black men. Black men, and this is why police has got that reputation for they must have got beat up in school. They was getting up. They was always they was nobodies because they get these jobs and they turn into these evil demonic here like characters. So fast forward, they was like, okay, this is what they saying. Okay, we have to tell my they like we got to tell Nika. We got to go. We didn't want to tell her, but we got to tell her because he didn't make it worse, no better. It's already he left like around 2 in the pouring rain. It was walking in the rain. We telling them it's raining. We saying it's a camera, 360 camera. You look. We even so they told me, y'all know. Y'all know I am a crybaby. Y'all know. Y'all already know. Okay. I said, we're gonna do this. All right, girls, we're gonna do this. I took a deep breath. They all we all went looking for them all over, but we caught ourselves looking all over Baltimore, Maryland for this guy. We just now, mind you, I did tell you he had weed and somebody put something in his weed. But at this time, of course, we didn't know yet. We first thing I went to the girlfriend and her mother. I'm like this, I'm pressuring them, like getting smart with them. Like this don't sound right. This is not my nephew. You don't understand. You've been with him for 8 years. You that this is not him. And this, and I'm going off right. And we looking for him, looking for him all over. Just could not find him. He left. He left. They say he went missing Friday at 2. So all Saturday we looking for him. I went back over her house, the girlfriend's house. This time I'm involved, right? And called the police. I said, we're going to call the police again, and we are going to do this right. Because all the story I just told you about the police, the girls, my daughter, his sister on his mother's side, and his girlfriend telling me the story. So everything I told you told me of how the police was like, if y'all praying warriors, just stay prayed up. Hopefully come back. They weren't going to check the cameras, none of that. I called police. I called this. Well, I didn't call this. I didn't call. Don't like talking to the police. Don't like dealing with the police. So I got his sisters to call again. We waiting. An hour goes by. We waiting. They calls her back. The 911 dispatch back and connects her through the guy, the police officer who want to come and take our complaint, the missing report. So he comes over. No, he calls her back. Hour goes by. He calls her back. Could y'all come down to the station? Because I'm busy. Could y'all come down and say, I'm not even over that way. I need y'all to come down to the station. And we like, okay, well, what station? And, one thing I noticed and stuff like this, calm. To stay calm. But y'all know I was crying my behind off. So goes down. I said, come on, y'all. Let's go down to the station. And when I say crying, like, out the day, not talking to the police. We down there waiting for this police to come. And so it comes in. Like, y'all the ones I'm waiting for. I'm thinking about giving those names. This was, if y'all hear from Baltimore, this was the police station on Mount Street. So he said, excuse me, those helicopters just distracted me. They know what they're doing. So, and the reason I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm outside and everything. So he comes in. We sitting in the police station waiting for the police. He comes in, a bathroom right there. Y'all the ones for me? Okay, I'll be right back. Goes and take a dump. And then comes out and, oh man, so going on? Missing person report. Another black police officer. He looked like he was about 40. So I'm telling him everything I just told y'all about the first officer. How the first officer, he came, he was just so mean to them, inconsiderate, telling these girls, do y'all know it's always people that go missing. He'll come back. He might just don't even want to be bothered with y'all. We like, this is not him. Well, he'll come back. How you know it's a missing report? He only been gone for 5 hours. Just being smart. I'm telling this police officer all that. He's not a problem. So he did that. Okay, I said yes, and I would like to report him. I do have his name. He said, let me see. So he looked at the ticket, the report, to see who or what officer that was. He go, okay, I'm gonna take care of that a little later. I'm gonna tell you how to handle that. I said yes because I would like to report that. That's not how you handle a missing person report. Like these girls, they work, they have good jobs, all of them, and they pay taxes, and this is how he treating them. It's like, calm down. I know. So he said, I'm gonna help you. He talked to us for like an hour and a half. Then he was getting hot, and then he said, can y'all come outside on the porch? Just people. And my police station is right across the street from houses. People sitting on their stuff, just listening. No privacy at all. This is Baltimore City Police Department. So we telling them, he asking questions, and okay, do he got weed habit? Do he got drug habit? Like, just smoke weed, and okay. So I know where I'm going with this. Somebody probably put something, and still we ain't know. He making stuff up, just assuming. We don't know if I put something in my nephew's weed. But we just want to find my nephew, and we saying, please, sir, please help us. The first officer was so mean, and they walked away feeling helpless and like, what is going on? He said, don't worry, I'm gonna help you. So, and I even told. So this is the thing. When the first police officer I told y'all he took the ID, wrote my nephew's name down. When you go and look up, punching in the system, it don't even say his last name. He got a whole different and I believe he purposely spelled that name wrong. You had the ID right in your face. How you spell that name wrong? So, and I even told the police that I was talking to this time. I said, he spelled his name wrong. You look at the police report, it's spelled wrong. So it doesn't matter. Like, that don't even count. He goes, so how you spell his real name? Let me see his ID. You got a picture of him? And he said, okay, so this is and I said, sir, it's a camera. It's a camera right in front of his girlfriend's house. Sorry, guys. Like I told y'all, I got a cold. I'm prone to colds in this when fall time. I said, it's a camera right in front of his girlfriend's house. Could you just go to that rental office and check? Tell him, can you watch the camera? Okay, we're going to do that. Calm down. We're going to do that. Gives that man all this information. He said, okay, this we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I said, okay, thank you. He said, we're going to check that camera. We're going to check that camera. I said, okay. So we driving home, the car quiet, feeling just all eyes on the lookout. Where can he be? Where can he be? Police calls me back. The one that took a dump, the one I was talking to, calls me back. Why'd you give me this police report? You already did a police report. I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, are you serious, officer? Are you serious? I said, I clearly told you that this first police guy did not do nothing. He didn't do no police report. In fact, he nephew name wrong. My nephew name is not even in the system. I explained all this to you. We was talking. We already have a police report when that first police report did not exist. We driving home quiet, y'all. I mean, when I tell you, me and my daughter, his sister, driving home so quiet, heavy, like, God, please, I cannot bear this. I cannot bear this thing. My nephew is missing, and we don't know where he at. God cannot handle this. My net so um his sister said, I'm putting this on Facebook. I'm gonna put this on Facebook, and I am going to say, I'm gonna put it on Facebook, and I'm gonna say, if y'all find him, please reach out to me, because we left feeling so empty. Like, what is this? Is the Baltimore City Police Department that they supposed to help us? All these years later, I never dealt with them. I never. Excuse me, guys. I got a cold. I never dealt with them. I never called them for nothing. The bad experiences I had with them, I'm putting it to the side. This is my nephew, sir. Please help me. I'm asking humbly to help me. So my nephew said, my nephew's sister said, I'm putting it on Facebook within minutes. Within minutes. My nephew's right, well known. That picture went viral. When I say it was all over every social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, with the young generations. My nephew is only 23. So, we get so as soon as she put it on Facebook, of course you got a troll. You want your cousin back? You want your brother back? Give me $20,000. So I said, okay, let's go and show this to the police officer. So we goes back down there because it's a number. So I said, Emmy said, let's just go back down there and show this to the police officer that just took the report. So we goes back. He was already gone. The man at the station at the front desk who answers the phones and stuff that night, he called them and said we got a threatening text. And I figured, I said, I know that this is a hoax. They just playing. My sister put her number on Facebook, and people calling trying to troll. Don't you know? We went back down there. We showed it to the police officer, and I said, call that officer back that I know that didn't do anything for me, right? Didn't do nothing for us. I said, okay, call him back. So, that black police officer, he said, no, I'm going to get you somebody that's going to help. And he's going to be able to take you somewhere to trace that call to see who that, right? Because I knew it was a fraudulent phone call, and it was just like, give me $10,000, I'll give you your brother to my brother's sister, my nephew's sister, which I knew it was a joke. Don't you know that we went back down there? He said, this little short white police came out. Little short white police, little stocky little thing, right? He comes out. He said, y'all need help? I said, yeah. He said, he said, okay, this is where I come in at. I hear y'all got like a ransom. I said, yeah. He said, okay, follow me. I'm taking y'all to homicide, and you're going to show them. He takes us to homicide downtown. They are asking us all these questions, and he said, I said, why y'all keep asking us all these questions? Listen, this is not him. I said, go and look at the camera. It's a camera right in front of this woman's house, a 360 camera. He said, oh, it is. Homicide got access to all that. The white guy, so the white officer so shout out to the black officer that said, don't talk to this black police officer again. That's why I said every skin folk ain't kinfolk. Y'all, that black officer said, you don't want to talk to him. I'll tell you who to talk to. This is who gonna handle it. He said, I heard y'all got it. So he came in all short, stocky, Officer Rock. Shout out to Officer Rock in Baltimore, Maryland. He came in, he was like, come on, follow me. Y'all, we gonna go down to the station. homicide, show it to a detective. He gonna trace the car. Let me tell you, detectives and homicide, if y'all listening, y'all trying to, doing crime, and y'all in whatever inner city y'all from, them detectives down at that detective homicide police, department, they got stuff for days. That person texts us from a WhatsApp. They were able to find that number IP address from a WhatsApp. Y'all know WhatsApp is not a real number. A WhatsApp text. They were able to find I was shocked, guys. They was able to find that person who did that fraudulent ransom. He said, we're going to go down there tonight. He going to be the first stop. The detective still asking us questions. I said, so he said, oh, it's a camera. He said, okay, I'll be back. He said, what street is it on? I told him the street it was on. He said, come back. He kept getting in. We see him pacing back and forth, walking up and down the street. He kept, every car pull up, he kept trying to get in. Why is that? Was he calling a ride? And mind you, my nephew left his phone with his girlfriend. So his girlfriend had his phone. So my nephew's sister went to get the phone. She turned no lift rides since Monday. So he been over his girlfriend's house all that time. And so she said, no, he did. They said, well, we see him trying to get in everybody's car. I said, probably because first thing I thought, my nephew always catching rides. He's always in and out of a ride, right? Lyft rides, friends rides, hack rides. So he said, he get in a ride. Somebody said, no, that's my ride. And then he sit back down. Another car pulls up. And he just gets in the back of the seat. But it does say Lyft. I said, well, could you give me the tag number and we can call Lyft and say, hey, I said, we can say, I'm talking to the detectives now. I'm doing the detective work, right? I said, well, can you give me the tag number? Because he comes back and say he got in the Lyft and shows Lyft. And he said, we can't do that. I said, why? He said, maybe he don't want to talk to y'all. I said, oh my goodness, I was this close. I said, are you serious? I said, just give me I said, well, could you tell me what car? They said it was a black Corolla. I said, we don't know nobody. He don't know nobody but for Corolla. Like, we know all his friends. His sisters know all his friends. I said, he don't know nobody but what's that Uber on there, or Uber or Lyft. I said, sir, detective, just give me the tag number. I can call if it's a Lyft. I can call and say, hey, this number that went to get my nephew. This is where they failed at. And this is why I'm coming on here talking about how awful the Baltimore City Public Police Department is. Or whatever. I said, just give me the tag. We can't do that, because what if it's a guy? What if it's his friend? What if it's his... I'm like, if he was dating this person that was driving, he would be wouldn't be getting in a back seat. So I'm gonna tell you this before I forget. That car was in fact an Uber driver. If that police would have just took that license tag down, called Uber, no, Lyft. I'm gonna take that back. It was a Lyft guy, because he calls Lyft. Called Lyft and said, hey, this tag picked up somebody. They would have said, hey, he just got my car. I didn't ask who he was. It was the person who I was to pick up, but it wasn't. I realized the person who called me and said, hey, I'm looking on the app. I see you driving. You didn't pick me up. And I told him to get out. That would have settled everything, y'all. That would have settled everything. But what this detective do, I'm sorry, I can't help y'all. I'm like, no. So I'm like, no. I'm crying, going off like, I said, why you can't help us? We're here telling you. He said, because, there's a piece of gum can't fly out my mouth. So, he said, because he probably just don't want to be bothered. You clearly, he's getting in that car. He's not forcing that car. He's getting in that car by himself. He's willingly getting in that car. He's not missing. I'm trying to understand, if somebody do a missing report for a child, because 23, that you're still a child. I don't care. I don't think he's fully developed. His brain see like 26. is the police call to say if they missing or not. Or I'm sorry, if we was in a white community, it would be, oh, they're missing. See how we can solve him being getting found. That one piece of evidence. He now he the other police officers said that they didn't have. That's gonna come later. He gotta all his ducks in a row before he gets to that camera. That's gonna be the last down the line. And I said, well, what you gonna do before you get to the camera? Oh, we're gonna put out to all the polices to look out while you out on foot and driving. Just look out for this person. We're gonna call hospitals. We did that. We called hospitals, asked for name and John Doe's. Nowhere. We called psych hospitals. We called regular hospitals. Nowhere. We called the jail. We did that. Well, the cameras is the last resort. I'm like, oh my goodness. So fast forward to this detective. He was able to look at it because, the detectives pulled it up right away, but he wouldn't tell me the tag number. If he had told me that number, if he would have told me that tag number, Uber would have said, excuse me, did you pick up somebody? Yeah. And the real ride person said that I didn't pick him up, so I let him off in this area. That's it. That is it. Signed, sealed, delivered. We would have went down in that area and we would have looked for him. Polices suck. Baltimore Police Department suck. Now, y'all, I say since I was a kid to now, I have, and all these years later, when they could have made it right, for my disdain, for my dislike for polices, still failed me. They could have made it right. So, the detective said, now they trying to make my nephew a criminal. Phone. Yeah, did he have it on him? Call him. He did have it on him. That's not like him. He goes everywhere with his phone. He left it. I had the phone. Go get it. Let me see it. His sister like, what you want to see for? Like, why do you want to see my brother's phone? Just to see who he's talking to last. She said, I'm telling you, he was not talking to nobody. The last people he was talking to was on Monday. That's the last. All of us spoke to him. That's the last. His friend spoke to him. His girlfriend said he wasn't well. I got on her too, because if my nephew says he's not feeling well, you need to call us and tell us. So, he fumbled the ball. That detective fumbled the ball, and so he said, "I want to see his sister like, why you want to see his phone? Just to go through it to see what type of guy he is. That's all. Knowing that my nephew is a good stand-up guy, good kid, she gave him the phone. He looks through the phone, looks through all his text messages, see jokes, see TikTok, and my if it was anything bad, his older sister would have been smart enough not to give him that phone, right? But she went through everything. She went through the phone, so she here. He goes on Google. Guess what he said? He goes in my nephew Google history. Guess what he said? The detective. Your nephew, why every Google app you open is watches? Why? And then he frowned in his face. Now we in the homicide office little room. I be like, Dad, we in this little room. You see it on 48. The first 48. We in that room, right? He kept coming back. I said, sir, what the hell do you mean? Why is he? That is not important. Maybe now my nephew do addiction. Christmas, birthdays, since I was a kid. He used to love G-Shock, as you get older. He just loved watches it. And though they was very expensive watches, there's nothing wrong with looking at why. Maybe he was just, I got to get one of these one day. It's nothing wrong with why. He ain't going to rob no bank. Like, he has enough nice watches. We all get him watches for his holidays or special occasions. He just was into watches. Did you rather see that than guns? I said, detective, you rather see watches than guns? You making it a big deal. I said, my nephew is out here missing, and you up here questioning us about why he is on the internet and looking up different watches, guys. Different watches. The Baltimore Police Department sucks. It sucks since I was a little girl, and it's now. The Baltimore Police Department is the worst. I have never. And again, this all would have been nipped in the bud. And I tell y'all why. He would have just gave me the tag number. You ain't want to give me the tag number. You could have called yourself. Hey, this guy, the family saying he's missing. You got an Uber sticker and a Lyft sticker in your window. Could you run the tags and see? He could have called that Lyft driver. Hey, is a missing person. They showed camera shows you getting in his car. Oh yeah, as I was driving him, and I told him you gotta ride and you gotta get out, and I put him out. Would have went in that area and found him. But let me tell you how he got found. By this time, I couldn't cry no more. So driving home. Left at the so we was at mind y'all just at the Mount Street, but that's a bad area. Mount Street, the station. Officer Rock. He took us. He said, and he was so nice, so nice. He said, we're gonna run red lights. You know, we gonna get you there. We're gonna see who this is. You know, and he stayed there with us. Well, she wasn't in the room with us. He was sitting up there, and took us. He said, "Don't be nervous. Y'all ready going homicide." And he's saying all this forensics and all these. He said, "Don't be nervous." And he was right there with us ladies. And but to get to that detective, questioning my nephew sister about why he's looking at watches. He's not. You ain't see no porn on his Google app. You ain't see no golfing on his Google app. No drugs. Watches. Why he looking up watches? Where's this detective? And again, if anybody is watching, that's in authority. He dropped the ball because that's all he could have did was when he looked at that camera, called Lyft and looked at their license plates, and they would have settled it. We would have went around there. We would have found him. We driving home, feeling hopeless. I'm like, God, not hopeless, because none of us got a feeling that he was dead or in harm's way. We knew he was missing. We knew that's not like him. And y'all know, I always talk about my family, I always talk about my brothers, my nephews. They are in good health. That's all I be praying to God for. Driving home quiet. His sister get a phone call. She in the back seat. She put the phone on speaker. Hello? Is this the guy that posts something saying if your brother missing, give you a call? Old head, right? A boomer, right? Hey, come on, this address. Come on down here now. Come on, we got him. We see him for 2 days. He just walking. Come on. I'm like, is this real? I could not believe it. Riding home. Mind y'all know. I'm very sensitive. I don't play about the men in my family. Then the baby nephew, like, what in the world? To get that call. I said, well, where he at? He in Pennsylvania Avenue. And if you watching Baltimore, y'all know Pennsylvania Avenue is the worst. We live behind Shake and Bake. So if y'all from Baltimore, y'all know the infamous Shake and Bake. We used to have so much back in the early 90s, late 80s. But I can just imagine all the polices. All the police that's supposed to help us was rude, inconsiderate. Detectives, we can't give you that. We can't give you that tag number. I said, well, can you call, sir? Please, please. We can't do that. Maybe he just wanted to get away from y'all for a while. I said, well, when y'all gonna take it serious? Okay, when are you gonna take it serious to say, okay, well, maybe he is missing? When? I couldn't believe it, guys. I couldn't believe this. This is the world we live in. And I mean, I always had bad experiences with this is the Baltimore City the police department. Always had bad experiences, right? But could you imagine a missing person? And how, when somebody go missing, when a loved one go missing, that feeling, I've never experienced it before, but that feeling, I wouldn't want on nobody, and then for nobody in that police department to help me. And in fact, they said when she got that ransom call, they scold her for posting it. Why did you post him all over? We don't like up our investigation. What investigation, sir? What investigation? What investigation? You is treating us like mud on a rainy day. All of them. Like we paid their salary. We paid their salary, and they treated us like crap. Goes down there. Somebody gave him a blanket. It was a woman. Looked like they was like late 60s, early 70s. And they said that he was there all day the day before, because mind you, he went missing, just got in a ride at 2. He was missing all day the day before at around 2ish, and we didn't find him. We got that call as we was driving home. It was like 10 o'clock that night. Driving home, I was great. Drop her sister off, and another sleepless night. I can't sleep knowing that my nephew is out here missing somewhere. What's going on? That's not like him. Mind you, I didn't even know about the what he took. I'm thinking just something just didn't sound right, right? I'm like, it don't sound right. So, guys, what happened? What happened? They was just watching him, and they talking to that stuff. This fool had some kid around here. Who is he? Just walking around, nothing on and just spaced out. And the door, the mother said he didn't escape from a crate. And nobody called the police. Nobody. This is another thing. Nobody. And I get it. A lot of people don't want to get involved with the police because it's like, do you blame them? Do you blame them? This is where the disconnect come in with the Baltimore City Police Department and the community. So the little girl scrolling her phone and said, wait a minute, Ma, she 14. I don't know if that's her grandmother and she raised her and she just called her Ma, because the lady, was much older than the guy. A cute little girl. She was outside on her big old laptop, iPad. Man, this is him. And so before that even happened, the guy was like, no, he ain't in no crazy home. You see that fresh old haircut? He ain't in no crazy home. So she said when he walked over to them, she called the guys in her family like, it's this crazy guy out here. I think y'all need to come around here. They didn't come. They said, okay, we're going to come. But they never came, and I understand. She said he kept being in front of her door. He kept being in front of her door, right? So she said, oh my goodness, that is him. They ran and got him. They ran over to that field, because They was out back. Where they sit was out back, and he is a big old grass field. And he was just circling around there. My nephew that I always talk about all the time, that's just so healthy and sweet and just with it and so intelligent, so just so. She said that he didn't fight. He came straight over there to him. She said, "You know you missing?" He said, "Missing? I'm missing?" She said, "Yes, you're missing. Your family looking for you." He said, "Huh?" She telling me all this, right? I goes and see. We leave the door. We leave the door open. Jumps out, and I called the police so they can see, just so they can see the state of mind my nephew was in. So I said, "Meet us. We found y'all found him. How? Don't worry about how. Y'all didn't find him. So they driving fast. They want to see, right? They felt, you seen it. They felt this small. The same two that play games, the same two black that play games felt this small. Hey, buddy, don't say nothing to him. Don't say nothing. Leave him alone at this point. So, yeah, the girl, thanks to that little girl that had social media, my nephew picture went viral. And when I got there, could y'all imagine when I got there? When I got there, my nephew, I called his name, and he swung on me. Oh, I broke down and just started crying. Y'all know I'm a big crybaby. I cry like my nephew don't know who I am anymore. Oh my goodness, my nephew don't know who I am anymore. I started crying. Guess what he said? There you go, always crying. That was the first thing I heard that made sense. He said, "There you go, you always cry." But he didn't know who his sister was, and he didn't know, he couldn't get my name out right away. Because when I say, "What's my name? What's my name?" he just like, needless to say, he's home, he's safe. That's why I'm in the car, guys. So he's resting. We healing him back to health. Thank God. He remembers everything. Nobody harmed him. Nobody. He said that everybody was just staring at him. And the lady said, when I pulled him over, I said, "Oh yeah, his heels." He's talking about his heels, foot heels. His heels softer than mine. He ain't no bum, cause look at my heels compared to his heels. Needless to say, my nephew is fine. My nephew is fine, and I will say, he's healing. Remember I showed y'all that video of that I told y'all to watch that video. If y'all here and y'all watch that video, it's on my post. I posted it somewhere on my post of the government informant, and he said one thing about the FBI and the government: they will do things. Well, he said two things. He said they want to know everything about you. He said, especially if your weakness. And you know, my nephew, he loved weed. Was that a stranger working for the government that sold my brother? That just walked up to my nephew, sold him a bag of weed. Where it was something clearly in it. The hospital did tell me what was in it. I don't know. It was poison. Okay. It was poison. I don't know how to pronounce it. He will recover. They said it's going to take a while for him to recover. Yeah, I remember that informant said, that government informant said, they want to know your weakness because that's how they get you. If you remember, he said if you addicted to they'll get you some type of way through that, probably giving you, he didn't say this, but I'm assuming giving you a disease you die from. drugs. This is what they know. And he also said that they will. He also said they will get. They'll harm you, but it would be very like, wait a minute. It'd be what he say? It would be like a they are really big on innuendos. No, what did he say? Conspiracies. Like it'd be like a conspiracy. Like, wait a minute, was it or wasn't it? You know, I do believe, and I told my nephew, I said, you always get stuff weed from one person. What man? He said, I don't know. I was just on a humble, and then they like we got weed. He came up to me and he asked me for. So, needs to say, guys, tonight I will be sitting down with my nephew and telling him about what's been going on with me and how he got to move careful. Because I don't know. I just don't know. That happened before. And my nephew is very weak. He's very weak. And y'all know he's the one I always talk about. He's that nephew I always talk about. So was it purpose? Was it a target? My live 10/10/24 when I first came to y'all. It'd be 1 year anniversary next month, Lord's willing. When I first came to y'all, I was telling y'all about how they was talking to him through Twitter. I'm like, why they talking to him? Like my nephew, like why you picking with my nephew making fake pages and threatening people and showing guns and saying to other Baltimore local rappers, like, nigga, I'll kill you. I'm coming to where, like, on Twitter, and I'm writing them and telling them, like, this is what's going on. My nephew don't have a page, and to this, so yeah, foreman said that they have a way of trying to make it conspiracy. They big on wanting you to believe it's a conspiracy when they do have something to do with it. And those who's not that may haven't watched that yet, go on my post and scroll down until you see this Lord demonic looking guy. And somebody said his spirit don't sit well with me. I said, well, duh, do you think? The whole government informant, of course he wasn't a good person and taking out his own people. Duh. Go when y'all watch the video, go in the comments. Somebody literally said, and then it got likes. I said, duh. He was an informant, of course. He wasn't a good person taking out his own people for money. But needless to say, God is good. And when I say he not gonna no more, no, he not gonna put on us no more than we can bear. That is true, guys. That is so true. God knew. Even though I look heavy, I got dark circles around my eyes. I haven't got no good night's sleep. Cause been, with him being back home with me, I just been nurturing him and checking on him and just showing him TL, loving him, kissing him, hugging him, and like I told y'all, I don't care how grown none of my nephews get. They are like baby. When I look at them, they still that little baby. He always wanted to go with me everywhere. Nigga, where you going? Can I go? I remember one day I said, he said, where you going? I said, I'm going to this club called The Rump. And I made the name up. And he said, oh, I want to go to The Rump with you. And he kept saying, I want to go to The Rump. So all day he kept saying, I want to go to The Rump with Nika. Grandma, can I go to The Rump? And, just thinking about stuff like that. Looking at him as this grown man, I still see this cute, adorable kid. But God is good, guys. God is good. And he said he's not going to put on us no more than we can bear. That is true. Because he knew I wasn't going to be able to bear that. He knew I was not going to be able to bear that one. So, yeah. And the one, my brother that just came home, they've been gone for 20 years, that's his son. That's his son, and I decided to tell him about. Decided to tell all my nephews of what's going on and why I and of course they're gonna be so confused and wondering why, like what in the world, and then telling my brother, the only one that don't know, that I just wanted to just showed it from him, but it's time to let them know, because that was very strange for my nephew to um happen to my nephew. Y'all know I'm always on here talking about how God just keep my family and He answers my prayers and still do. Look at that. Like the weekend was so crazy, but it ended Sunday so beautiful to find my nephew. Then we stayed in the hospital. They kept him for like 24 hours. But God is good, guys. God is good, and that is my story. So that's why I haven't been on live with y'all. And when I said I was going to go live that day, when I said I'm going live and never came, I think it was a Saturday, because that's why then they told me. They wanted to keep it from me, and they told me what was going on. The police department sucked, and I probably do keep. I probably do keep this up because they need to know and title it how the Baltimore Police Department sucks. And though we had two good officers, the one that was sitting at the desk named Officer Zoz, a tall guy, a tall black guy, and said, no, talk to him. Pointing at him, talk to him. Like, no, talk to him. He's going to get you somewhere. And, yeah, and Officer Rock, I do remember him because he was so short and confident. And he was a white guy. Unfortunately, and it's like I never had a good experience with black officers. From since a kid, it was a black officer who, told my mother she'll blacken her other eye, trying to impress the white cop. And it's like that today. So when I say I have a disdain for cops, unfortunately, Officer Rock did not say that. And that other black officer, the tall one, that said, "Don't talk to them. I'm giving you somebody to talk to you to get some answers." I wish I knew their name, but his name, but I do know Officer Rock because we was with him the most. He the one took us down to the side. He stayed with us while we talked to that horrible detective. I wouldn't want him on nobody case because he could have solved in and there. He could have asked. He looked at the camera, like the fact that the community solved that. Facebook, social media solved my nephew from going missing. Not the police department. They took it for a joke. Think about that for a second. The community found my nephew. The community, a whole different part of town, but like me. Beautiful. God is good, y'all. God is good. So I did say I wanted to. Call the guy because I never called him. I wanted to call that guy. Called us and said, your nephew here, come get him. No, don't get no police. And look, that's another thing. They even said, no, don't call no police. But I still was because he kept saying he in the alley, come to the alley. So I'm like, so they would have called. I called the police so they can see, like, this is what y'all should have done. And my nephew really was out here, harmed. I mean, hurt, lost, brain gone. So yeah, I'm gonna call him so y'all can hear. Well, hello there. You know who this is? Shanika, the one that the aunt of the guy you. Hey, I'm good. How's everybody? He's good. He's great. He's coming along. He's healing. He's still out of it, like how y'all saw him. Because remember, I told y'all that wasn't him. So he's still like healing, but he's coming along. Because you seen how I start crying when he ain't know who I was. I'm like, oh my goodness, my nephew brain dead. But God is so good, and you guys are the best, man. Y'all give me hope. That gave me hope for society because with so much going on in the world and how this world changing for the bad. But you guys came through and y'all gave me hope. And I'm telling you before it get cold, I'm coming down there and sit with y'all. How is the ladies? How is my little girl? Good, good. Huh? Well, she's not my niece. I consider her as a niece, but remember, she is my nephew's sister. So yeah, my brother is the father of the nephew, the guy that. So she told you he was good too. I thought I put my number in your phone, and I called it. I called it. I called it when I locked it in. But now you got it. You locked this number in because we're a family forever. You're not gonna get rid of me. That was a blessing. Y'all really. I'm just still so overwhelmed. But he's here. He's at my home, and we are nurturing him back to health. Yeah, he need a break from his girlfriend house because yeah, I didn't like how he handled that at all, and they knew he wasn't feeling good days before. His mind just went. He woke up and his mind blank. So yeah, but y'all are a blessing. Yeah, I probably come over. I'll call you, but I'll call you one day this week 'cause I'm free this Saturday, so I'm stop by this Saturday to see all of y'all. All right, and I will, and I sure will, and I'm gonna bring him because by then I'm sure, hopefully he'll have his strength back to come with us. All right, you have a good night, okay? All right, good night. All right, bye bye. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Yay! My nephew is back with me. Um. All right, guys, I'm going to go in the house and check on my nephew because I miss him. Y'all know I'm being so annoying. I'm just under him and just catering to him. But God is good. God is good. That saying, I lived it. I can say I lived that saying. He's not gonna put on no more than we can bear. He knew I would not been able to bear that. My nephew just gone. He knew he know I can bear that. Like I said in the post, I don't know why that's happening, but I'm getting through it each day. But that my nephew being gone, he said, I got you, daughter. I know you would not be able to handle that. And we got that call. So, all right, guys, I miss y'all. Thanks for the like. I know my daughter likes. I bet she ain't even on no more. She probably catering to her cousin. But I'll see y'all soon. And if you didn't subscribe, please subscribe. I know I gotta get better. I know I gotta get better with content. And I am. So, all right, guys. So that's where I've been. I've been missing in action. Yeah, and I'm going to sleep early tonight because I am tired. Like I said, I've been getting up for my nephew, checking on him all night, and yeah. All right.